You come here with zero supervision. It's you and your values and yourself. And obviously it's quite tempting to move away from your values, to be you and to try different things, to get to know other people, you know, to test your values. What I noticed, Dubai shakes you up for a couple of years, and then you come back with either version 2 of your values or completely new set of values, which is very interesting. Hi fam, welcome to another episode of Badun Sukkar, where there's no filters and no sugarcoating. So this episode, I actually want to talk to you about, it's a very Dubai specific episode actually. Sorry, my cats really want to be on this episode. I was actually at my friend's house over the weekend, and this conversation came up. And it's a big conversation for me because I made a lot of observation on it. So hi, Laura. Hi, Matt. The conversation was about, so they are a couple of Westerners who moved to Dubai around more than 10 years ago. And I've been here for 10 years. And as an Arab, Dubai right now is the best place to be. It gives you opportunities and gives you a life that you wouldn't necessarily live in your country. And it has opened my eyes a lot to a lot of things. حتى غيرتني وغيرت كيف I react and interact with different people and myself and how I perceive the world. So the conversation that I had, which was actually a heated conversation, was about how Dubai impacts you. And I think for Westerners, it's not necessarily it impacts them the way it impacts us as Arabs. And this is what I was trying to explain to them. And let me know if this makes sense to you, because I'm really passionate about this topic. I think as Arabs, we grew up this very conservative life, regardless of what religion you are. We live this conservative life. We are a very collective society. Collective means the group is more important than the individual. And that's true. This is where kalam nas is very important. This is where what is society going to think is very important. This is where we do things with society's approval, right? Which is, you get really good values from that, but also it's pretty destructive for us. And also, if you're a woman, it means إيش الناس حيقولوا وإيش رأي البواب وإيش رأي الجار وما أدري إيش. So it's you know it's really hard to deal with. I moved here when I was 23. That's really young, by the way. At that time, I thought I was, I understood the world. God forbid. So when I moved here and I saw all the different interactions and I worked in the private sector, so it's full of Westerners or different nationalities. Like my boss was Indian at one point. My senior was English, and my other colleagues were a mix of Indians and Arabs and whatnot. And it was just to interact and get to know them and understand them. And even the fact that I realized I used to speak only English and Arabic mix. I could never finish one sentence in English or one sentence in Arabic. بعدين I noticed إذا تكلمت عربي ترى ما حد يفهمني. So I had to teach myself to speak English continuously. But for Westerners, their English got worse because they had to dumb it down. Thank you. But for us, no. For me, I had to speak English a little bit more. That so much so that I lost a bit of my Arabic. بس إن أنا ارتحت الحين أتكلم. I speak English لأنه that's how it is right now. My colleagues are English speaking, my boss, my friends, حتى my interactions. So I realized that there are two types of people who come to Dubai from an Arab perspective. The Arabs who are open and they want to learn and change and adapt knowingly or unknowingly. And I'll say I'm one of them. The second Arabs who tend to gravitate to other Arabs, specifically of the same nationalities. يعني Lebanese, they only have Lebanese friends. The Syrians will only have Syrian friends. Obviously, they'll open space for other Arabs. يعني one of them is my cousin. She told me, I can't have non-Arab friends. مو بعد شيء. It's not a bad thing. It's a ثقافة. It's لغة as well. It's comfort, So I understand, sometimes I realized that recently I met a friend from high school. Hi, Sarah. And it hit me that whenever I see people from high school, it felt like something like home. It was nice. I won't deny it. So I understand it. But I noticed I also have such a mixed friends group and everything. So to go back to the original topic, I think Dubai messes with your values unintentionally, because suddenly you come here unsupervised. Unless you come here with your family and you live the same life, that's different. I'm talking about if you come here alone, or you come here with a parent and you change that dynamic or something, like I did. And thanks to my brother as well, I was exposed to a lot of outings and a lot of people. It messes with your values a lot, because you come here, you know, you're pretty packed Arab everything, and you know what you want, you know what you should want and you should need, and you have so much supervision. Then you come here with zero supervision. It's you and your values and yourself. And obviously it's quite tempting to move away from your values, to be you and to try different things, to get to know other people, you know, to test your values. What I noticed, Dubai shakes you up for a couple of years, and then you come back with either version 2 of your values or completely new set of values, which is very interesting. And I've seen specifically people who identify as men struggle with it, you know, because I think they have this not in depth, like a very deep moral compass, or they think they should have it. And they're so scared to sway from it. Women, I notice, or people who identify as women, I notice, are more comfortable with changing their values, or more comfortable leading a secret life. We don't know that. We don't know which is which, you know. I think it's very interesting that I saw this happening in front of me, to myself, to other people. Like, I'll give you an example. You know, you come here, let's say you're an Arab guy, and you know that you want to marry a specific person who is like XYZ, you know, with specific description, you know, مواصفات الزواج, and then suddenly you want to be with a Russian lady. Again, nothing wrong with that, but and then what are you going to do with that? And then how do you introduce to your family? And then why do you want that? And then you're suddenly drawn to other Arab women, and then you're not. And I've seen that conflict. I've seen what it does, you know. Or they go on a binge and become this westernized version of themselves for a few years, and they go all out, you know. And then suddenly they take a step back. They get married from someone from home, bring her here, or bring them here, and have an identical life to what they had back home. It's so mind-blowing for me. It's so interesting. So how did Dubai change you? Or did you move somewhere that it changed who you are? It changed how you looked at the world. And was it good or was it bad? What did you learn about yourself? Because, you know, I came here thinking, oh, I'm so westernized. Oh my God. I'm the least westernized. And so with Arabs, I'm very westernized. With non-Arabs, I'm very Arab. And it made me realize how many values I love about us. You know, there are things like لما نروح على بيت حدا ما تفوت إيدك فاضية, you know, أو في humor معينة خاصة السعودية نحد يفهمها, or you know, or these things, or في values, you know, again, in money, in إكرام الضيف, إكرام أي شخص. It's very different. Reliability, in how you plan things. I noticed there are a lot of parts of me that are Arabs that I really, really, really like and I really enjoy. And the things that I don't like about being Arab, I think I managed to discard it, or at least understand it, you know. I've definitely become more individualistic. I'm definitely become more outspoken. I've definitely don't allow myself to get defined by society, hence بدون سكر. But that's also been a very hard journey to let go and unlearn things that were ingrained in you, and to be also outspoken against it. Because every time, the more I lived here, the harder it was to go back home, which is either Beirut or Saudi. The harder it was to get along with people back home. It was harder to understand, how did I live that life when I could have this life, you know? My boundaries became stronger, for sure. Yeah, I've become more independent. I think Dubai دعكتني, يعني, you know, I thought Lebanon did that to me, but Lebanon and Dubai together, I'm a different person completely. So yeah, tell me about your experience. Where did you move? What country changed you? What city? Do you think that was a good thing? How can we bring the positive change back home? Tell me. Share, subscribe, follow, give me a listen, and share your thoughts with me. I would love to hear them. And thank you so much.